We're here for some more Phantom Brigade this week. Let's just make sure that everything's running on Twitch before jumping into the game. Quality options are good. I am giving a live signal. All right, so we're ready to go. It is worth mentioning that we are in the age of sales or seasonal sales. So let's just do a quick review. I didn't actually check this, but let's take a minute here and talk about the games. Maybe by way of introduction, I should mention that I was given a key to Phantom Brigade as well as Industries of Titan from Brace Yourself Games for promotional purposes. So let me just take a look here. Uh-oh. I think I'm going to open Industries of Titan by mistake. And as much as I like that game, we're playing Phantom Brigade tonight. Okay, we got out of it. Sorry, professional streaming going on here. Now, it's worth remembering both of these games are in early access, so I don't believe they'll be on sale, or if they are, it will probably be a relatively small discount. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so if you go to Steam, so Phantom Brigade is not on Steam yet, but if you go to Steam, Industries of Titan is 20% off, as well as the soundtrack, which I know everybody comments on. Again, this is one of the reasons why I highlighted that I was given a key for promotional purposes for both Phantom Brigade and Industries of Titan, plus the fact that I'm obviously a huge fan of Brace Yourself in general. But on top of that, there is also their, I believe, first game. Well, not first game. Obviously, there's a lot of experience here, but as far as I believe the first game as Brace Yourself games, Crypt of the Necrodancer is also on sale at 80% off. So if you are looking to pick up some Brace Yourself games at a discount, that's currently happening during the Steam sale. Apparently not the Epic one, but you can get anywhere between 20 to 80% off depending on what you're picking up. And I believe that will also include some of the DLC for Crypt of the Necrodancer. So if you've not done so already, support a wonderful developer and pick up some good games for yourself. As for us, we're going to be enjoying Phantom Brigade, which is, as I mentioned, is currently available on the Epic Store. It's full price. Again, the thing to remember here is that these are games that are still in development. So it's, if there is going to be a discount, it's going to be a very modest one because, it's essentially it's a new game. But I've certainly been enjoying Phantom Brigade. There is plans on bringing it to Steam, but I don't believe there is official word as to when that's going to happen. And I have to imagine that that'll be something that happens in the new year because it would be, I think, very unkind to to make everybody work for a holiday release, and I'm assuming it would also be drowned out by a lot of other bigger game announcements. So let's jump into the Phantom Brigade game. Welcome to the Brigade. We're excited for you to experience Phantom Brigade and to have your help shaping its development during its early access period. During the course of development, some aspects of the game might feel rough, sparse, or buggy. Every month, we will release a major update, which will include bug fixes, new features, and quality of life improvements for players. We appreciate your patience and feedback throughout the process as we work to deliver the most important features and fixes. From the main menu, check out our early access roadmap to see what's coming next for Phantom Brigade. Reach out to us via the Brace Yourself Games Discord community or read the latest patch notes for the latest changes and known issues. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we look forward to making Phantom Brigade better and better with your help. Seizure Warning. A very small percentage of people may experience a seizure when exposed to certain visual images, including flashing lights or visual patterns. These seizures have a variety of symptoms, including lightheadedness, altered vision, eye or face twitching, jerking or shaking of arms or legs, disorientation, confusion, or momentary loss of awareness. Immediately stop playing and consult a doctor if you experience any of these symptoms. If you or any of your relatives have a history of seizures or epilepsy, it is recommended that you consult a doctor before playing. We'll enjoy the build up in the soundtrack. actually, on the odd chance that hello, Senior Q, 2020th of their name. How you doing tonight? I would, if I could ask Dr. Koenig, the musical talent behind this wonderful soundtrack, I should have asked what their favorite soundtrack is, because I actually have some strong opinions on. This is the first time for Phantom Brigade or for the stream overall. Oh, a live stream. Gotcha. Well, welcome to the live stream. It's obviously a trickier task to try and keep all the names straight, but I always appreciate it when people let me know from when they're coming from another source, because for the longest time, and I think it's still true, that Twitch is sort of my main. I won't say I'm known for it, but like it's sort of the main way that people seem to find me. So it's always kind of neat to know when that shift is happening from the other stuff that I do, because obviously I do other things, and it's been neat to see the development. So we have been repairing our units. Now, if I recall correctly, I think I was making a mistake earlier about, did we turn around the map? I'm pretty sure this is not the way that we left the map before. I'm pretty sure this is what we were looking at. Oh, interesting. Do you hear that? So that means whatever's generating the music is closer. I'm pretty sure that's closer to the map. Kevin! Anyways, we're going to do the recover supplies mission. So one thing that we've been trying out, first time in a long time actually, you've been busy with college and on medical leave from college, so a lot more free time on your hand. Well, first of all, I am rather sorry of the circumstances that you're off of college. I know for me, one of the big, like for me, I definitely enjoyed school, but I know that. Like the tricky thing is that when you're in there in the moment, it's easy to feel either the pressure or to want to relax a little bit, and obviously you're going to have a lot more stuff kind of drawing on you. So basically, college is going to be a fixed period of time in your life, and obviously, if you can make the most of it, that's the best. But clearly, as with anything in life, the decisions that you'll make on a given day are not necessarily the ones that are sort of optimal for a long period of time. And I have to assume that, so that was one problem I ran into. Like, I would generally have preferred to spend a little bit less time on Twitch and a little bit more on some of my harder courses, because I did all right. I mean, I managed to actually do reasonably well in school. But there's always just that extra thing, like especially when I run into something in the real world that I wish I knew better. Like, I'm just spending that time reading some textbooks now, but of course the access to things like profs and all of that is a little bit more limited. I sometimes email some profs that I knew. I actually got to meet a couple of them back in Vancouver when I visited. But anyways, I still think very fondly of school. It's been a few years now since I've graduated, but I was happy to, I was first of all happy to visit UBC again, and then also just, I like running through it. But I have to assume that needing to be on medical leave adds another level of pressure to an already pretty demanding period of life. So I hope you're well, and I'm actually rather glad that you get a chance to spend some of that time with me. So. Okay, so we were talking about, I think we were going to do the recover supplies mission. I don't recall if this, no, we definitely liberated this area. Yeah, there we go. Okay, freedom. You have successfully liberated this province, and the people rejoice. The relief is palpable. One of your pilots wanders over to you as you watch the people dance in the streets. I know there's a lot more to do, she says, but shouldn't we celebrate the small victories? She and some of your other pilots would like to celebrate with the people. Get it? Take pride in your work, however, circumstances just won't really allow it for you. No, yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I was trying to go with it, which is that... I mean, the one that always kind of bugged me was when I was moderating some channels, it'd always be people like, oh, I'm watching this in the middle of class. And like, I'd actually, for a couple of channels with the permission of the streamer, actually time those people out for a couple of hours just because, one, it's distracting to the other students, and two, if you're not going to take it seriously, there are admissions requirements for universities, and being at university means there was someone who didn't get in. So I tend to feel kind of... I got a little annoyed with that sometimes. But with that in mind, like, obviously life happens, and clearly, when you want to do your best and you have something to get in the way of that, that's tough. So... so what's the premise of this game? This game takes place in sort of an alternate, we'll say an alternate history, but like it's sort of, it's futuristic in its style. So basically you are playing an insurgency, against an occupying force. Essentially you are a team of mechs who has got this, I believe it's an AI or basically some kind of capability that can, see essentially 5 seconds into the future. So in this case here, you are leading this small squad to sort of run some hits on vital targets for the some important structures for the occupying forces in order to liberate provinces. And ultimately, the aim of the game is to liberate your country from the occupation. So I say it's sort of an alternate history in the sense that, like, it's Earth had it gone down sort of a different path. There's actually quite a bit both implicit and explicit inside of the game in terms of that. But basically, the style of game, that's kind of the overall setting. The style of game is a turn-based tactics game. The two comparisons that I would make would be Frozen Synapse and Into the Breach. Frozen Synapse, if you've played, gameplay-wise, it's actually very different. So Frozen Synapse relies on the fact that you do not have perfect information about your opponent. You will see the state of the world at the beginning of your turn. You will plan out your turn, sort of figure out what you think your best replies to what you anticipate your opponent actions your opponent will take, and then you play it out to see how well it went. And in that case, that can be a multiplayer game, so both teams will lock in their decisions, and then you can see how it turned out. But that idea, the real kind of one of the core ideas inside of this of like taking some time to set up your turn and watch it play out, particularly because the watching it play out element is such a big deal for me in this game. That's one of the reasons why I make the connection to, Frozen Synapse or Frozen Cortex, because in those games it's a lot of fun to watch it play out. In the case of Phantom Brigade, one of the reasons it's so fun to watch it play out is just because it's got some really top-notch animation inside of it. So it's a real joy to sort of watch your turn happen. But gameplay-wise, I would actually compare it much more to Into the Breach, where you actually have perfect knowledge of what's about to happen. In Into the Breach, you will know the order of certain actions, and some of the strategy that you will employ in that game is actually relying on the fact that actions will be taken in a particular order. So if you can manipulate the battlefield, you can actually wind up allowing your enemy's actions to help you out. So inside of this game, again, you've got that technology that allows you to sort of know what your enemy's decisions are going to be 5 seconds into the future. You will guide a team of up to 4 mechs through the environment. You know what the enemy intends to do, and you will work out your best reply to that. And of course, maybe your best reply is going to involve knocking out an enemy unit. And if you do that, the turn's not necessarily going to play out as the prediction indicated, because of course you're intervening inside of it. And with that in mind, it's a single-player game, so in this case, you don't have this idea of an opponent trying to sort of second-guess your movements. In this case, you're going to have a very clear idea of what the enemy's actions are going to be, and you build a turn around them. So gameplay-wise, much more similar to Into the Breach, but I do like making the comparison with Frozen Synapse, just because in the end, like when I think about the stuff that I talk to friends about a lot, I speak in similar tones to the things that I really liked about Frozen Synapse. The Overworld map is going to be the next thing that gets a lot of development, so there's quite a few things that are going to be added into the game, including some like a Nemesis system. So right now they've been adding some neat new events to take care of the overworld, but right now it's been there's been a lot of focus on that sort of core tactical game. So it's a lot like Iron Harvest when it comes to the troop setup as well. I have sadly not played Iron Harvest, so I wouldn't be able to say, but we will get into combat momentarily, so I will be able to show you, and you can make a decision for yourself. Okay, we will celebrate. So give your pilots the night off and some booze to blow off steam. So this will take 6 hours and it'll cost us 100 supply, but we have been running our troops ragged, so the minus 100 fatigue is pretty much a must. This also gives us a chance to repair the unit. Now, I should probably do some upgrades on my units, but we'll wait for the next encounter. Again, we're going to worry about the recover supplies event, which is in the Spec Ops space. And, I mean, if we're in the area, we might as well liberate it. There's 3 towns that we can see right now, but there's almost certainly going to be more activity. One thing we haven't quite seen yet is... oh, neat. This is probably indicating that there's rain. All right. On we go. But yeah, I was kind of... Yes. Okay. Hopefully this rain keeps up so that we can see what some of the rain events, the rain combat looks like. This is actually really neat to see on the map. Okay, looks like it is going to get a bit rainy for our fight. I wonder if the rain affects the... Oh, maybe it's not. I wonder if the rain affects the smoke effects when you destroy a lot of the territory. We'll see. As you approach the enemy base you realize that it isn't just any base. It belongs to the soldiers who have been raiding the nearby facility. So suit up. You'll give the enemies a taste of their own medicine. So I do have some adjustment. No, so I think we were messing around a little bit with some of our loadouts. So the sound of the rain is really, really nice. Let's go for the... Yeah, that beam actually did not impress last time. So what's the deal here? What am I missing on the item? I mean, it says 6,300. Penetrates multiple targets with a destructive energy beam that causes gyroscopic interference and makes it difficult to turn while firing. Damage increases the longer the target spends in the beam, can be reflected by shields. Okay. We'll give the Glory Dog another shot. But yeah, that didn't really impress the last time we were in the area. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to... Oh, you know what? We're definitely going to bring the gavel back. So... Oops. So I can get rid of the linebacker or the lance. I think what I'll do... We'll spike the lance. The reason we're going to do that is... Well, one, I want to make sure that the melee unit is inside of it, but I want to try and get a little bit better with the... I want to get a little bit better with the beam unit. So the stalwart and the linebacker are both going to be there for cover. and then the Gavel and the Sleipnir are going to be more offensive units. So with that in mind, let's now see if there's any upgrades for our units. Does it even mark any of these items as new? Maybe we already ran through this. Yeah, you know what? Let's just jump into the mission then. Okay, Peak 101, Spec Ops Base, Base Siege, Elimination. It's got cloudy weather. Oh, so it's not fully rainy. Okay. No intel available, a reinforced military structure for overseeing invaders' operations. It's heavily guarded, and attacking it will likely draw the attention of local patrols if they've not been eliminated, so caution is advised. This is enemy level 12, so they're still higher than most of my units, but this is Malmland is probably an easier province than most of the stuff we've already been working with. Oh, hey, I didn't even notice the description here. So, home to one of the oldest mining operations in the strike circuit, Malmland is responsible for 40% of the country's raw material exports. All right, so we're going to deploy. IFF response negative. Treating as hostile, requesting immediate reinforcements. Okay, yeah, so we do have some rain in the area. Also, if you hear that music, that is a new track added this patch. Okay, so we've dropped in. We've got a glorious looking map here. So this is the setup. So we've got 5 seconds of action that we can see play out on the screen. We can already see what we're up against. So it looks like 3 mechs and a tank, and then there's at least 2 guard towers. Oh, 3. So where I can, I'm gonna try and ignore those guard towers, but I suppose I'm a little bit lucky at the start where they're not gonna go looking for me. But let's see what we're up against enemy wise. First of all, they've definitely been up in their fashion game. Okay, so one's got a machine gun and a compact launcher. That compact launcher is going to do 360 damage in a full volley, and they're attacking with it. I'm highlighting this because one of the big deals for this this new update was sorry, what am I trying to say? It was the they apparently have improved the quality of the missiles. So I want to kind of treat them a little more seriously. Okay, so machine gun and a missile launcher. We've got a beam and a shield. So this one's attacking directly with the beam. I actually have some ideas with that. And a shotgun and a beam. Okay, so first thing I want to do is actually just stay put. So find out as soon as they're shooting. I'll point it at this guy. So this is going to be the unit with the beam. And because shields apparently reflect beams, my hope is that this is actually going to bounce back and hurt the enemy units. Next up, we've got the tank here's got an assault rifle, which I think is fairly decent at long range. So the good news here is that this unit actually has a pretty solid, has got a pretty solid shield. So I just want to make sure that I'm sort of protected for the duration, which I am. Cool. So there's absolutely nothing that I'm going to do with this unit except just stand there with the shield and, and block the attacks coming in. I mean, that's exactly what this unit's intended to do. The shield's pretty strong. It's a total of about 2,200 damage absorption. So what I want to do next is there's a nice little cluster of enemies that are showing up, and if I can make the timing work well, I want to try and take advantage of that. It's about as good as it's going to get, so I know that's not going to be a perfect a perfect run, but it'll serve its purpose. So my Sleipnir is a pretty fast mover. So the question is, do I want to try and get a flank on the enemy here? This is not a terrible idea, because I can fire at them as I run through. And as much as so one thing I would love to do, of course, is just run my melee unit up the middle and, you know, hit everybody sort of stacked together. But it's already getting kind of crowded in there, so I think what I'm going to do instead is we'll set up a nice little greeting for the tank. Now, one thing that I've done... Oh, no, that's a bad move. So the reason that's a bad move is that this unit's got a shotgun. Shotguns obviously are going to be much more effective at short range. So if I can end the turn without making the attack, then I'll do it. But the catch is that if I'm not careful, what's going to happen... So let me just try and get around the edge here. So I'll see if I can... It's a risky move. Actually, I think I'm going to do it just to be super brave. So the drawback here is that we're ending the turn with movement. Hey, Night Valian. I'm going to talk about you in a minute. But yeah, so, I mean, we might be able to get a hit in on the tank, but what's going to happen is this unit's going to say, oh, look, an undefended... Oh, no, you know what? As much as I'd love to do this, this shotgun actually attacks really quickly. So I'd be winding up while they get ready to shoot me. So yeah, it's better for me. Actually, but I got another idea. If I am instead mid-swing, then I might be able to hit him before the... So, I mean, I'm trying to anticipate a move before the... I'm trying to anticipate a move before it actually happens, but I'm going to completely commit to whacking this guy with my axe. And obviously that's a big assumption because they may not even be in range, but it wouldn't be fun if I didn't do something a little reckless. So I'm gonna make sure that my Sleipnir doesn't bonk the. Cool. So go around and basically just get a nice little flank on the enemy units. Let's focus fire a... actually, focusing down on the missile launcher is probably my preferred option here. So at this point, I'm gonna... So heat is a factor for your units. You want to make sure that you're not getting too enthusiastic about the firing. On the other hand, you also don't want to waste resources, so... that's not really in range, is it? It's probably a better move here. So eventually we'll need to take out this unit, so I might as well get my money's worth. But I think we'll leave it at that. Okay, and the real drama is going to be happening next turn, but we'll probably start off with this in slow motion. And I do want to take a quick second here and shout out Night Valian 28, who, in addition to Breath of Fire, aka also known as Dragon's Breath by me, he's actually been playing Front Mission, which is not a game that I'd heard of, but I think has some flavors of Phantom Brigade in it. And I believe I've seen in the Brace Yourself wiki, or not wiki, Discord, references to it. So obviously I've got gaps in my gaming history which make me an absolute fraud. but I suspect some fans of this game will probably be fans of Front Mission as well. Okay, let's watch the magic happen. I guess all the action's going to be coming from this way. I suspect these two actually look pretty cool working in concert. Oh, so seconds before the missile lands. So, let's see what's going to happen here. So, we're in the middle of our big attack. Okay, so this thing should land. Now let's see who's attacking. Oh, that's really interesting. So this guy's not doing anything in this turn. Maybe it's because they know what's about to happen to him? Anyway, we're going to continue our reign of terror. Okay, so the assumption here is that we're going to cleave through these two units with our axe and then basically do the same thing with these two here. But let's try and work out a contingency just in case. Furthermore, we also want to make sure that we are protected from the turrets. So one thing I'm pretty sure I don't need to worry about is the elevated assault rifle. By the way, if you take a look at overall damage, the shield's doing pretty... Like, my mech overall is doing quite well. There will be minor repairs, but nothing too dramatic. I am, however, going to need to... Like, there's nothing I can do about this missile. This is just going to be something that hits me. And, you know, that's life. I kind of accept that. So, what I want to see is who would it be most effective to sort of keep the pressure on? And I think in this case here, probably continuing on with the... Oh, hang on. What's going on with the... Okay, well, this unit has technically a better chance to hit. So what's the deal? That seems like it's in my range. But here's what we're going to do instead. Let's just move back a little bit. We need to cool down anyway, so repositioning isn't the end of the world. Yeah. So not only are they going to be staying put with their back facing me. We basically get a full shot to the back, well, unless it's interrupted by our melee unit, but that's usually a good reason to be interrupted. One thing I could potentially try is to throw up the shield, but that would require a little bit of a delay. I'm just thinking if there's any way that I can make the shield work for me with the missiles. So what happens there? I'm not 100% sure about that, but let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot anyway. Where's everyone at the end of the turn? I don't think I have a clear shot on this unit. It says I do. I'll definitely be running hot, but let's give it a shot. Okay, so the next thing I need to deal with is an attack coming in on the unit with the beam weapon. Now, one thing that's helpful to remember is it's another beam weapon coming after me. So the first thing that I should be doing in response to that beam is giving them a taste of their own medicine. So we'll throw up that beam. It looks like they want 2 shots. It looks like they want 2 shots against me with that. So one question I do have is, am I able to get into a slightly better position? Ooh, I have an idea. How about I wait till after my unit? Well, but then I don't get the advantage of the full length of the beam, so I'm sending my melee unit into a pretty hot spot, but okay, so we're already running hot on the Sleipnir, so if we just run away from the machine gun, what happens? We successfully evade it, but we need to find better cover. Yeah, so that just hits concrete for the better part of the turn. But maybe there's a better place that I can be. So if I walk here, that seems to think that it still has a shot on me. Notice how it doesn't have like the dotted line. That complicates things because if I move here, then I get targeted by the. So I'm gonna kind of take it on faith that this build. Oh no, yeah, there's a dot there. So what I'm gonna do here is just the same thing that we did before. Oh nope, I don't have an angle on it. Okay, that's unlucky. I kind of hate wasting a unit to deal with enemy attacks. So if I just beeline it. Yeah, I'm probably going to be able to get away. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. It's not... Actually, if I do this... Cool. So the reason I'm doing it this way is... With the axe, it's most likely these 2 units are going to go flying back here, but we don't have any way of sort of predicting what their movement's going to be. So if I move here, it's going to be more likely that I can see what's happening to these 2 units. Oop. You know what? We're still going to use the assault rifle, even though it's a low chance. I might as well not use it, frankly. Okay, yeah, so a little heat at the end, which is not great, but... And we're going to do it slow-mo again because I just really like the way it looks. Oof, that's a big boom. Stop! Stop! For the love of God! So, 2 units hitting each other. We're bouncing some of that. That beam definitely seems to be overheating me, so this is going to suck when I fire my own weapon. But as you can see, lots of really nice a lot of nice crossfire happening here, and you gotta get out of there, my friend. So I was kind of counting on this thing being knocked down. So we're generating a lot of heat damage on our unit here. Okay, so this unit with a compact launcher is doing nothing but walking this turn, which I think is fair. They might even get taken out by the beam. Ooh, that shotgun. That's a smart move on their part. Maybe the best I can do is a dash to the side, or if I just run it. Yeah, I'm pretty much exposed for the whole thing, so at the very least here, some of the dash. No, what's going to happen is I'm just going to stay put. Jesus Christ, this is going to hurt. This could actually kill this unit. But there's really nothing for me to do, so I think the fastest... Like, the fastest move for this unit to do is just to zip as quickly as they can. But for at least half of the existence of that shot, they're exposed to the enemy. Okay, so assuming I survive the turn... Yeah, so what I gotta do is run around the edge... Okay, so I get caught by a tower if I do that. So let's run into the sort of the safe zone. I don't know if I want to go up on high, just because that's gonna... Ooh, yeah. It's quite the puzzle. So one thing that weirded me out was somebody did trigger an... Oh, yep, nope. There's definitely a reaction shot happening here. So that's on the... that's on my melee unit. Now, my melee unit has the most options out of everybody on the team right now. Unfortunately, there are also people moving quite a bit. So oh, I don't need to worry about this unit at all, actually. Okay, so we're gonna reorganize the turn a little bit. This is a tricky one. So if I just move them straight back, there isn't a whole lot that I get to participate in. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. This gives me some shots on people who I want to try and take out, so... I want to prioritize the mech over the... Although, with that in mind, so they're just teasing the edge of my range, so... Okay, so that's the Sleipnir taken care of. That's going to be one to watch. Maybe what I should just do... So I kind of want to get a... I kind of want to get a melee attack in anyway, because it's like a dash. Cool. So we're basically going to come right back the way that we arrived. Okay, this unit. Now, it feels kind of like this unit's on a bit of a suicide mission, but let's just stay put for the rest of the machine gun attack. So they're rightly guessing that I'm going to walk out of the way. So the next question is, what's the most effective move for me to do from this position? So yeah, this is not a great range for me. So maybe what I want to do instead is prep for the new arrivals. Well, that doesn't leave me with a lot of options, but I suppose I can at least try taking out some of the other turrets while I'm here, and then we can just walk off the last of that attack. It's not the most exciting choice I could have made this turn, but I don't really want to go firing my machine gun into the spot where the melee unit is again. The melee unit already took quite a bit of friendly fire. Okay, but we're back to our beam friend. So at this point, I'm kind of saying I'm kind of at the point where I'm thinking in for a penny, in for a pound. But I don't think it would hurt for me to put up my shield against any future beam attacks. Oh, but yeah, the thing I gotta remember about the beam attack is that, like, my shield didn't really protect me from it last time either, so... so the better thing is just to avoid it altogether. and then get in position for the next turn. Let's see, if I do that, then I... It's a very passive way to play this turn, but yeah, I'm going to reposition. I was not expecting that. Oh, that's embarrassing. This unit's in serious trouble. It was very likely we were going to lose it. Polaris is done for. Well, that's a real shame there. Most of that was the heat damage, I think. But I kind of feel like I mean, maybe I could have double-checked the melee attack better, but I'm not entirely sure it communicated that I was gonna get bonked on the head. So we're gonna need to find a replacement. Let's see where the attack's coming from. So right now I want to kind of clean up all the bad guys. So we've kind of traded, but they have the numbers on us. So we've got a beam and a compact launcher, a shotgun and a compact launcher. This guy's still up and in really good health. So even though we've been hitting him with melee attacks, that hasn't really counted for a whole lot. So let's go back to sort of our bread and butter. Let's focus on taking out the units that we can. Okay, this beam unit's going to attack the machine gunner. So the Sleipnir I'm going to move to sort of a safe position. We're going to open fire basically as much as we can on this particular unit. Nope, but I am in... There we go. And I'm willing to take the heat on this one, I think. Okay, so the question is, can I finish my attack without consequence? Not really, so let's just move back. Okay, that's a beam weapon on me, so... What kind of beam? Nope, maybe not. Yeah, no, that's a missile launcher, not a beam. Okay, so what I'm really trying to do here is just find a good spot for me to like really lay into the enemy units. Those turrets are definitely creating problems for me. Okay, we'll stay put. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start the turn with a dash. But let's use this as an opportunity for the rest of my people to be protected. It's actually a lot of missiles coming after him. Okay, here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm actually going to end the turn with a dash. I'm kind of hoping that that's going to be messing with the missiles that are already coming after us. The problem is that this is kind of a platform for the machine gun, so this is somebody who needs to stay and fire, and the enemies that are coming after us right now are not really the kind that you want to do that with. Anyways, we're down to 3 units, so let's see how the turn goes. We'll do this one in full speed. Wow! We do like nothing to them. Okay, a little damage there. Nothing crazy. CR2 on the field. What's taking you so long? Surround them and finish them off. Okay, so we got even more reinforcements on the way. But we did take out an enemy unit, so that's one saving grace. That's rather sad. Okay. So this thing wants me dead. Okay, so this unit's firing a shotgun ineffectively at me. So that's reasonably good news because now I can just turn around. Yeah, so I fire my machine gun. This is gonna cause me some heating problems, but I'm gonna accept it. There's a little bit of a plan here. It's partly to get some distance from these guys, and it's also partly to give these units something to shoot at so that my Sleipnir can kind of be the hero we need. So I was going to say, okay, well now I don't need to worry about the tank, but this thing can get elevated, so I think what I'm going to do here, this wasn't my original plan, so that's going to fire missiles at me, so let's just zip through the... It'll probably still trigger, but... Oh, interesting. Okay, well, that's fine. That's not so fine. Okay, so we're going to run up. I'm not really doing any attacks this round, though. Well, it'll preserve my heat. So, let's see if we can get my... So this Juggernaut's pretty much just... Or no, actually, I guess it was the tank that the axe wasn't that effective against. I'm going to do my axe thing again. Alright, let's see how it goes. Kinda want to see how these missiles turn out, so... So maybe a concussion strategy on this thing might be the way to go. I need to get the team back together for that, because my assault rifle's the main one to make concussive damage sing. Surprise! So yeah, just totally shrugged it off. Those missiles may still be causing me some problems. No, they're going to crash into the ground. I hope. Oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, those things are going to be coming to murder me next turn. Okay, so first thing we want to do, I'm going to jet in sort of perpendicular to the missiles. And what I want to do here is just drop as much misery as I possibly can on the exposed units, because nobody's attacking this guy right now. Okay, next up, we've got a lot of stuff that hates this unit. So it's serving its purpose. It's the one with the big shield too. So if anybody's going to be able to survive this, it's this unit. But we still need to be able to, like, everything that I need to do needs to make the enemy pay for the actions it's taking. Okay, so one thing that I want to do here, for instance, is as soon as it's viable, okay, so it looks like I'm protected from these attacks. Too early. That's about as good as I'm going to get here. And we're going to go for seconds. Okay, so this guy's going to be shooting a beam at me for most of the encounter. So my ideal would be to set up with a machine gun and just take this unit out. That's not possible, though. So as a second best, I'm going to defend myself there. Actually, here's how we're going to do this. I'm actually going to jet back. Okay. I guess this is going to be the first big one I see. Okay, so looks like it gave most of the missiles the slip. So we're still probably going to get hit with a shotgun here. Apparently that didn't do any concussive damage either, so that's overall a loss for us here. But that concussive damage is looking good. Oh, that wasn't a beam, that was a shotgun. I should have paid attention to that. Beam's over here. Jesus Christ, that looks great. Yeah, we've just been beating this guy with the axe forever, and it's done absolutely nothing to them. Okay, but this unit is so close to concussion. So I don't care what it costs. Okay, so we stand. And then we dash. Okay, this unit's still holding up. So yeah, it looks like the missiles basically actually it looks like they backfired on this unit. Oh no, nope. That's the unit that got knocked through this building. Okay. Remember how I said this was going to be an easy fight? Okay, so the firing a shotgun at this unit, that's not gonna cause us any concern at all. How are the concussive levels? Okay, this unit's going to be attacking me with an assault rifle. But it's going to be doing so at the end of the turn. So if I move to a defensive position like this, I can probably just mock them. Okay, I'm not particularly threatened here. The only drawback is that my best shot is on the beam launcher. But at this point, I gotta take the shots I can make. Yeah, no real surprise there that the shotgun's coming to hit me. So I mean, it's hot, but it's about as good as I'm going to be able to manage right now. So I'm going to try and do. Yeah, I kind of blew my cover quite literally. I think at this point we need to start sowing some chaos in the enemy ranks. So I'm curious how this one's going to turn out. So we knocked that one out. So the Sleipnir is now the key to victory here. If we can get the Sleipnir doing some heavy lifting with the concussive damage, we've got this. That is not even remotely close to effective. I wonder what happened. Okay, what are we looking at here? So we're dodging the missiles. Ooh. They're making some pretty smart moves on this. Okay, so first question is, yeah. So they're replying with a beam. That's fine. Because I'm basically going to ignore it. So if I just walk over... Okay, that's attacking me with an assault rifle. Drat. I was really hoping that I could do something with the machine gun here. Okay, that creates a crash, so that's no good. So at this point I'm just whacking people with the axe so that I can get to where I need to go. There's a very, very small chance that this is actually going to land, yeah. So let's see if we can come up with something a little more clever. So basically I want to be able to intercept this unit pretty much right away. Now, I need to think about where they're going to be at the end of the turn. Yeah, that's going to be a hit. Will it be a hit at the time that I need it to be? Well, you know, okay, so what we're doing here is we're actually defending this, we're defending my, we're defending the Sleipnir from the future more than anything. Okay, no, I've got it. Okay, there's definitely some ways that I can make this work. So this unit is not attacking my Sleipnir. That's good. So what we do is we move up here. There's a couple things that I need to be careful about. So the missiles, I think, are just going to be a fact of life. But this unit's going to be getting hit in the back by the shotgun. So essentially, as long as we don't overheat, I want to be shooting at this guy. Am I really willing to just stand? Yeah, I definitely can't keep standing. Okay, that's as long as I'm going to be able to get on that. And again, there is the possibility that the missiles are going to hit me here. Oh yeah, that's actually... that's a real worry. You know what, at this point I think I'm just going to have to risk it. It's like, it's the key to my strategy, but I don't see how else I'm going to be able to... like, I need to be able to deliver some hits on the enemy here, so... Please don't, please don't bump into each other. The hell happened there? Oh, we are going to get so smashed by these. What was I even thinking? Oh my god, this is a disaster. Oh Christ, that's my right arm too. Run for your life, my friend. Oh Christ, those things are so close. If I gotta get to a building. So I think if I dash, these things are gonna catch up with me, so... I think at this point it's just a flat-out burn to... wherever I can go. But I gotta get back into the... I gotta get back into the fight as soon as possible. Okay, so that's basically a Sleipnir preserving move. Now this Vanguard is in danger of... definitely in danger of falling to concussion, so I gotta be kind of careful on the timing, so I gotta make sure it happens after the 2... Well, it may not necessarily have to happen after the 2-second mark. It's kind of a moot point. Yeah, that works beautifully if it actually delivers, but I'm a little doubtful that it's gonna play the way it seems like it will. Okay, what are we doing here? This unit's actually kind of getting ignored. So you've got a shotgun. Okay. So we're gonna do what I've always wanted to do with this unit. God, this thing moves so slow. Okay, second best. Let's make the beam. Let's make the beam trooper a sad boy. Pretty sure this overheats me, so we will defend against the incoming shotgun fire as well. And I think what I should probably do is prep for the next turn, so we're just going to move elsewhere. At this point, it wouldn't hurt to try and consolidate the team, but... Okay, so obviously we know what we're watching first. 96! What? There is so much stuff that's going to try and kill my Sleipnir right now. Okay. I know what I'm doing here. They're going to try and make a move on my... They're going to try and make a move on my melee unit, which is fine. This has to take them out. In this case, this is like full-on burn the boats mode at this point. So, okay, so they're just walking. I'm actually really suspicious about that move. Okay, how many missiles are coming after my my Sleipnir? Because we need to get this guy back in. We need to get this guy back in the fight. So here's how I'm thinking about this one. We're gonna run up because we can sort of afford. We can afford kind of like a little free time. Again, we're gonna dash parallel to. Huh. Okay. Nope. I can still make this work. So how much you want to bet that those missiles are coming for the Sleipnir? Okay, here's what we're going to do instead. Dash between the columns. And then basically just a dash away at the end. Okay, so the good news here is that it seems like they are ignoring the... Oh, they're not ignoring. That's a shotgun that's coming straight... Oh, no, that's a handgun that's coming after. Okay, that's fine. So who's got the most concussive damage right now? This unit. Okay, so what we do is we position ourselves accordingly. Surely we can do better than that. The game says it's legit. It's as good as I'm gonna get. Okay, this thing is packing a shotgun, so the next question is, do I exactly... like, do I really want to be chasing this thing down? And the answer is sort of yes. Yeah, like I said, it's a burn the boats move, so... But we don't have range on that. Okay, so they're going to turn around and pop me with their shotgun afterwards. But I don't have any other... I don't have any other cover. So I think that's... like, that's the best I can kind of hope for. Okay, so one last question. Am I attacking... Yes, okay, so we're focusing on maximizing concussive damage on targets right now. So, priority number 1, does this thing pay off? We're going to see what happens with the Sleipnir in the background. Thank God! Okay, so far no missiles, but these ones are getting ready to launch, so... This is going to be really exciting to see. This is either going to be amazing or tragic. I'm hoping amazing. Okay, jets are warming up. They made it. Yeah! Okay, we've got this. And they're shotgunning after the Sleipnir. Oh, buddy. That was not the move you wanted to make. Well, maybe it was actually, because I'm going to be struggling to hit him. Wait, how does this thing move so fast? No, it's because I'm too far away. Okay, so this thing's going to be coming after me with the handgun. So given that it's doing that, I want to take advantage of... Ooh, that positioning's not great. See, I wanted to try and get some hits on this unit. But at least I get to make this guy sad. Okay. We need to let our arm heal up a little bit, so... Let's make sure the full building's covering me. Okay, obviously we gotta go slow-mo to see this escape. I hope it's an escape. I'm not seeing the concussive damage here. This is worrying. So, because this is in the back, we might be taking out their legs. Quite enough to... Oh! It's close, but not quite where it needs to be. Okay, we are gonna pound this guy into the dirt. So this is the strategy, right? At this point, we just need to, you know, we need to focus down a unit, whether it's concussive or whether it's other means. At this point, we just need to eliminate as many targets as we can, and then move on. So I think that should be enough. What I might want to try and do... So that feels like a no-brainer. Although they may take their revenge. So far it's not been very... So far we haven't really been able to take out units doing this stuff. Ugh, this might kill my arm. Okay, so if I said I want to be as protective as possible, we would walk to the side here, we would get sort of a side swipe in. It definitely exposes my right-hand side. But, I mean, it's as good as I'm gonna get. Well, you know what? Like I said, we're in burn the boats mode, so let's commit. Yeah, we're gonna stay put there. That's almost certainly gonna overheat us. I think that's as close as I can get. Three seems low. This unit's moving somewhere very different from where I thought they would be. Okay, good. They are crashing, so that was a good defensive move. And apparently this unit's crashing too, so I'm going to overheat, unfortunately. That was still not enough to... Now I'm mad. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of a cat and mouse game with the shotgunner. and the Sleipnir right now, but we'll try and take advantage of the position. All right, so that was just a bunch of heat generated for really no purpose. Okay. The good news is I'm able to put some hurt on the tank. This is a great spot for this unit to be. Up high would be even better, but this is one that's going to allow me to put some pressure on the tank, which is more or less fresh. The good news is that we're more or less able to sort of dodge their retaliation. So in the meantime, I'm going to try and do what I can with my unit. So I mean, one thing I could try would be another melee attack like this. But that comes at the expense of heat, so I don't think that's the right call. At this point, pretty much any unnecessary damage is just that, unnecessary damage. So I just need to make sure that I'm getting behind some cover. Gives them something to think about. My one worry is that the shotgunner is going to turn around and get nasty. Okay, that's more like it. Oh, they were going to eject. I'm an idiot. Okay, 75 concussion's good, and this guy's crashing. So they're completely immobilized now. That's fantastic news. So, given where the concussive damage is on the shotgunner, I want to make sure that I'm keeping my people safe. Who are they attacking? Okay, they're attacking the melee units. So, I'm gonna move up like this. I want to deliver as much hurt as I can. So again, the real prize is to be able to get a shot on the shotgunner. So I want that attack to be as early as possible. Okay, here's how we're going to play this. So this shot has to be as close to... I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with this, because as soon as I... Nope, actually, here's what I do. Okay, so I wait it out. Then I start moving to safety. Brilliant. Oop, that's no good. So I gotta kind of get a fast, I wonder. Okay, so that's not gonna work. You know, I don't even think I need to get that clever about it, because I can just do death from above. I hope that works. Let's... Certainly puts me in a tough spot as far as the tank is concerned, but let's see how this turns out. Am I able to get a cheeky... Just another chance to put a little more hurt on the tank. Also just trying to get a little more insurance on that pillar. Okay. Looking good. Although my melee unit might be hurting by the end of this. Okay, moot point at this point. Brilliant. So they're going to eject no matter what. Oh, this is not going to be friendly. You got to get out of there, and you got to lower your accuracy. Okay, so the rest of this exercise is now turret elimination. Whew, what a match. The melee unit can't really help here, so we'll get them to take the long way around. Hop up. The soundtrack now feels more optimistic about my chances. What a fair-weathered friend. It's a vibrating chair in the control booth for the turret. I'm sure this thing will be down before the machine gun arrives, but... What a match! Oh. I don't smoke, but I feel like I need to start just after that. It's sad we lost the one unit, but man, that was an experience. This is actually so. I mean, again, like I'm always a little self-conscious about this. Because I was given a key for promotional purposes, but like just being able to, like, it feels like every once in a while Phantom Brigade, it's almost like every time I sit down to play it, really, but like it feels like every once in a while there's a mission like this where I feel like I'm just kind of putting everything into making it work. And it's, yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. Obviously, my reactions kind of speak for themselves, especially when we're up to a certain percentage of concussive damage. So we've have our first casualty. There's a smoking wreck right there, but overall, I think we did well given what we were up against. Okay. Victory. All hostiles eliminated. Site under control. So we get a charge for the workshop. Okay, so if we want to recover the linebacker, what's that going to cost us? That's 150 of our scrap. If I want to take the rare components, yeah, we're not going to be able to take everything. Okay, we definitely don't need the Ajax. So I think I prefer this shotgun to this shotgun. It just occurred to me, I already said we weren't going to take an Ajax, so that's a 750-201 compared to a 780-201. Yeah. So we're not taking that. I still need to give up 60. So like there's a side of me that says we'll just skip the Glory Dog and the Nox arm. Actually, you know what? Come to think of it, for the Nox arm, that's a light arm. So do you have any arms in the scrap pile that we're going to be? No, it's all upper bodies. Okay. So this machine gun's a fantastic example of something where I would love to be able to compare it to my existing team. Well, I guess there's this arrow arm. So if we take this Nox, this arrow is less integrity, but makes up for it in barrier. 13.7 mass. Okay, same mass. Oh, it's the same mech, for God's sake. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Can't I just have it all? Actually, this arrow, it's a 620 131 with a 20 mass. Yeah, so we're going to replace it with this arrow body. Okay. It's a rare handgun, but it is still just a handgun. I mean, the other thing I can say is that the linebacker wasn't exactly my favorite mech in the group, so. God, I still need to. I basically need to give up four items. Okay, so we have to keep this. Well, that's all intact anyway, so. Oh, wait a minute. 664. What's the weight on this one? Good dissipation on it. Oh, I kind of want that. Thing is, some of these heavies would actually be pretty good items. Okay, how many things am I claiming right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, okay, let's say 8 out of the 25s. So I got to give up half. Sorry, I'm gonna make a note of all of this because if I don't, I'm gonna be sitting in this forever. Okay, so okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Okay, cool. So I've put as my absolute must-haves the rare compact launcher, the uncommon machine gun, and the arrow upper body, and that's because that's going to be replacing that one there. The nice-to-have pile are the heavy legs, the heavy upper, the rare handgun, the heavy shotgun, and the heavy arm. So let's start by taking a look at the heavy legs, the heavy upper, and the heavy arm. Okay, so these have got hydraulics and a massive 18. Okay, so let's kill the legs. The legs aren't the most important thing I could be getting right now. I think if I said the same to the arm. the upper body. Oh man, I'm gonna have to give up one of the. So at least one of the things I really want. Okay, let's say the handgun. Handgun's gone as much as I'd like to keep it. And I prefer the shotgun to the torso. Sacrifices still need to be made. So if I give up one of the 15s, we're okay. Oh, hang on. I've got more than one upper light. 620. Why is this? I don't think I can recover the upper though. Yeah, so I need to give up another 15 for that. So close. All right. I think that's as good as I'm gonna get. This is definitely a better way of doing scrap. Again, I do feel there's one really obvious case of information that would be very helpful in this screen. Sorry, I know I keep going on about it, but there's one case where I think there's information that would be really relevant to this particular screen. But I do like the fact that I kind of have these agonizing choices to make over my scrap, particularly with my mech being destroyed. It's as if losing my pilot wasn't enough. Okay. Recovering supplies. With the guards gone, you're now free to take back the supplies that were stolen. Okay. So Malm wow, that's an 11 plus. Yeah, so that shouldn't have been that hard. So let's head to the mine site. We also need to find another pilot. So I think if we go to towns, we can recruit. Just want a body. Am I losing? I'm not losing my mind, right? Like, it used to be that in the workshop you'd make a new... Oh, mech frame. There we go. Should probably actually start taking advantage of some of our charges too. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Better still, I want to do the elite versions of stuff. Haven't scrapped enough rare stuff, though. Alright. We'll hold off then. Clearly we need to start scrapping more rare gear. I don't know if Senior Q 2020 is still around, but did that mission give you a good idea of what this game's about? Because that was... I had a lot of fun with that one. Manufacture smoke. No. Surely. Come on, game. Am I not? Alright, well, let's try and go to the town at least. I have no idea how we're going to be able to... Olaf, thank you very much for the host. If you get a chance to see the VOD, we just got off of a really amazing encounter. Okay, well, this does nothing. I don't see how the Spec Ops base would be what gives us new pilots. You know, this might be one that I check the Discord for. Because I thought you just went to, like, towns and that to get new pilots, but clearly that's not working. So... for those of you that don't know this, let me find the link. So what I'm checking out is this Discord here. So the developers are quite active on the Discord in addition to there being a nice community built around the different games. So if you play Phantom Brigade, Industries of Titan, or Crypt of the Necrodancer, I should also include Cadence of Hyrule in that, but I'm not a Switch player, so... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! So I don't know how long that was running. Yeah, I'm just taking the time here to go to Phantom Brigade. Now, Discord isn't always the best. Discord isn't always the best for, like, recording information, but the search option's not bad. So, let's say pilots. Okay, let's try new pilots. Okay, so it says here also new pilots can be recruited. Actually, sorry, I should give credit here. So Diathelia says also new pilots can be recruited from liberated settlements, village, town, city. After a certain time has passed. Ah, they will display a progress bar if you're in sensor range. Cool. Okay, so let's maybe try and get some of the... Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, I see how that works. Okay, so we'll head out that way. I wonder if camp counts. Yep, there it is. Very friendly fire. One of the luxuries of liberation is the return of festivities. As your team rests near a settlement they helped free, you notice a lot of activity starting up. In the town square, there are stalls selling fluffy potato pancakes slathered in lingonberry jam and steaming bowls of curry filled with dumplings. Others sell caramelized nuts and other sweet treats, and others still have handmade crafts. It's our festival of fire, a civilian declares when our pilot asks. We couldn't have it during the occupation, so we're finally free to put it on. You can stay if you like, her partner says to you. We'll light a bonfire soon, and there are some great fire dancers performing later. So we can feed the team. Your pilots are eyeing those potato pancakes with interest. 60 supplies, 20 fatigue, 5 hours. Celebrate the festival fire from the front lines, 10 fatigue, 2 hours. And you can't stay, but you can contribute to the raffle. I'm not crazy about the amount of time that this is going to take, but let's feed the team. And as your renown rises, your people hear of the good your pilots are doing, and you start to get more requests from people who would like to join your ranks. Some of them fought in the last war. Others are untested but full of passion after watching the enemy wreck their homes. This settlement in particular has pilots clamoring to join you. If resources permit, this may be a good opportunity for you to strengthen your forces. Hint, pilots can be recruited in the mountain base and any settlement that is located in friendly territory. So it's a lot of supply that we gave up. But here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go back to units. I'm going to make the linebacker Mark II. I think I'm just going to work with the yeah, we don't have the perps anymore. We'll mess around with the livery a little bit later, but I think what I'm actually going to do first, let's bring up some of the other units. So the right item. So slightly less concussive damage, but I definitely prefer this shotgun. Actually, we've also got some sniper rifles, so I'm going to go back to the workshop. I know we've been spending a lot of money lately, but let's build another frame. Okay, back to the lance. Okay, so this upper body right now is a rare light arrow, so generally lots of good things here. So here's what we're going to do. Let's take that core, or actually, hang on. Yeah, so this is overall better, so what I should do is switch out the core. Let me give it a heat core. Now we can compare it to the alternatives. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So currently it's got a stabilizer. I feel like we can do better. But for now, let's just give it a capacitor. Now this was unexpected, so what's the deal here? Yeah, man, there's a lot more customization to this than I... Okay, let's just leave that be for now. Okay, left items, unless I've got a better shield, I'm not interested. I think we already got our shotgun, so I don't think the shred... Okay, so the shred is lighter. It's maybe something I should have paid closer attention to, but otherwise I think I'm okay with that. Left arm... So the total here would be 317. This is overall better and has a better heat dissipation, so... Splicer, how long before the full release of this? Any idea? You don't want to do what you did with Phoenix Point and burn out super early in the development. Splicer Zero, that's a great question. I get the impression that this game is still fairly early in development. The reason I say that is that they're just starting on the overworld parts now, and the game is still an Epic exclusive. Now, I guess Phoenix Point's changed quite a bit too. I didn't play a lot of Phoenix Point in the earlier period, but I completely understand where you're coming from on that. So, one thing I will say, and again, this is my personal experience, and I have been given a key for promotional purposes. So, you know, maybe keep this in mind when you're making a final decision. Both Industries of Titan and Phantom Brigade have gotten monthly updates, and while there is a difference between... there's definitely differences, like some of them are very substantial changes, and others are more sort of bug fixes in that. But in general, I'm actually really impressed by how much they contribute to the game sort of month over month. Now, the thing is that I think everybody has a different threshold for, you know, where their burnout point is and how much fresh material kind of comes in. So it's genuinely a hard call. I've definitely really liked interacting with the developers. So if you are into that, I would say that's a very big thumbs up for enjoying Phantom Brigade in early access. But if your worry is burnout, while there's still been quite a few updates, like I think this is a double digits update, we're at the point here where people are asking when the Steam release is coming, and there's still no official word on that. So, and I suspect that probably there will still be an early access period after Steam. But of course, I'm not a representative of Brace Yourself Games, so you know, I don't mean to speak on their behalf. It's just that I know there's certainly very big ambitions for this game. No, their roadmap does not have a release date, Night Valiant. Although that is a good point. The roadmaps are actually on their website. So let me just take a second here and bring that up, because Brace Yourself obviously can speak for them, can speak for themselves. Also, I believe they are still looking for a community manager? Yes. Those of you that want to consider a career in games, Brace Yourself is looking. And then it's basically the first item on the... it's the first item, so if you scroll down from sort of the... This is a great website, by the way. If you scroll down from the from sort of the title, that's going to give you sort of the immediate term as far as the roadmap, and then of course that Discord that I posted earlier. Like if you need, oh, hang on, there's a blog here. Sorry, I know we haven't been doing any combat, but I mean we had a big one. So let's bring this up. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. So sorry, Splicer. This is brand new information for me. So let's actually hear. This was 22nd of November, so this week. Phantom Brigade, state of the game. Hey, Brigadiers, it's November again. A year of development has already flown by, and our exclusive early access period with Epic Games is over at the end of the month. We'd like to take a moment to address the mech in the room. When is Phantom Brigade 1.0 coming? So, when is 1.0? Unfortunately, we don't feel comfortable giving a timeline yet. We have a general idea, but at this point we would rather wait until we know a timeline for sure than give an arbitrary date and end up disappointing fans if we have to keep pushing it back. So while we can't tell you when Phantom Brigade will hit 1.0, we can share the rest of the plans and what to expect for Phantom Brigade's full launch. We hope that this can give you a better idea of what's left for us to do. So yes, Blazer, this is going to be better than my speculation here. This is probably going to be really relevant to you. Before that, a brief reflection on our progress. When we initially launched in early access 1 year ago, we had the bare bones of the game in place. We had the scaffolding prepared, and what we've been doing since is going through each of the systems and fleshing them out. So far, this has mainly encompassed combat and mech customization, the things that comprise the meat of the game. We've added a ton of different weapons, like melee weapons, railguns, beam weapons, and the whole shebang. We've also added different damage types, enemy types, maps, scenarios, cutscenes, weather, and added a lot of visual and audio polish. Once we felt combat was in a solid spot, we began reworking post-battle salvage and making improvements to the economy. This included the workshop, crafting, different scenario types, new maps, and more. That said, work for both combat and the economy is not entirely complete yet, so you can still look forward to more additions and tweaks as we carry on. What's next? There are 3 seasons of updates left, as we've been referring to them. The first is an Overworld Overhaul, the next is pilot progression, and the last is polish/preparing for Steam. Overworld Overhaul. The system currently in place for the Overworld is mainly just an avenue to get from one battle to the next. Our goal with changes to the Overworld is to make gameplay outside battles more dynamic and strategic, and overall more fun over a longer period of time. The first phase of the Overworld Overhaul is improving the stealth gameplay. We want to capture the feeling of sneaking through hostile foreign territory held by enemy forces. These changes are due out in our next monthly update. This is something we've actually been working on for several months now, so we're excited to show you. The second phase of the Overworld Overhaul is better war simulation. As the Phantom Brigade make their way through the provinces and gain strength, there should be an escalation of combat, and we want more dynamic enemy actions and reactions to your accomplishments. Pilot progression. The following season of updates will be about pilot progression. The mechs feel like mechs, and we want the people to feel like people. We want the pilots, your crew, and the enemy to feel alive with personality and desires of their own. Pilots who win or survive battles should feel more experienced, and enemies who return to the fight should feel recognizable and foreboding. Polish and Steam preparation. Lastly, we need time to polish and get ready for Steam. This includes Steam essentials like achievements, trading cards, etc., but we also need time for UI improvements, localization, accessibility features, tutorial improvements, the climactic, capital fight, and anything else that comes up between now and then. What about the replay system? The replay system is one of the most requested features, and while it's something we would very much like to get in, it's proving to be very difficult to implement properly. We're exploring different ways to go about it, but ultimately we don't want to ship anything in a state that doesn't meet our standards. We'll continue to try and tackle this to the best of our abilities. What does this mean for people who have been waiting for the Steam launch? This means you'll have to wait a bit longer to get your hands on Phantom Brigade. We aim to launch on Steam when Phantom Brigade is ready to launch in 1.0. That's interesting. Okay, so this will be different from Industries of Titan, where in this case it looks like they are going to have a 1.0 release before Steam. So I wonder what the change, what motivated that change, or maybe that was always going to be the plan. Yeah. So just keep in mind, like the replay, like what I'm taking from this is the replay system may not necessarily even be implemented in the game. Like if it's too hard to do, the last thing you want to do is stop the game from being released if they're not able to do it. Like, don't get me wrong, I really want to see it, but I definitely know that this is something that is like this has been coming up for a while, and because there hasn't been news on it, it is something that it is potentially something that like I feel like they like I don't see them like stopping the game from getting a full release just for replay. But you never know, right? Like again, I know very I do not know nearly enough about developing like a game like this to be able to to speak with any kind of authority. Anyway, sorry. What does this mean for people who've been waiting for the Steam launch? This means that you'll have to wait a bit longer to get your hands on Phantom Brigade. We aim to launch on Steam when Phantom Brigade is ready to launch in 1.0. However, we do plan to do periodic Steam playtests. Feedback is extremely important to us, and we will certainly want input from new players. Steam playtests allow you to try the current state of the game for free during that period and share your opinion with us. That actually might not be a bad way for you to give this a shot. Thank you for your continued patience and support. Keep an eye on our Steam page in 2022 for when the playtests begin. You can also keep up with our team and Phantom Brigade news by wishlisting Phantom Brigade on Steam, following our Twitter, joining our Discord, and signing up for our newsletter. And we will also have a redesigned roadmap to share soon to better show what we've talked about in this post. So... there's a couple of links there. So yeah, particularly, I mean, so look, I you know, don't get me wrong. I really like Brace Yourself games, and I would really like to see, you know, everybody support them early and, you know, them get more money and so on and so forth. If you've been waiting for a full version of the game, it definitely sounds like if you've been waiting for the game to be more complete before you play it, it definitely sounds like these playtests might be something that tide you over. Obviously, you'll probably have a little bit more say in terms of the overall shape of the game if you play in early access, kind of like I am, but everybody kind of engages with the stuff a little bit differently. But I'm actually really glad that you asked, Splicer, because I would not have seen that blog post otherwise, and that was full of some really useful information. Take this with a grain of salt, but what I've noticed is that when they've been talking, like, you can kind of, now that I know that there's seasons, and now that you sort of see the overall structure of things, it kind of feels like it's been 2 or 3 updates for each sort of major component. So if you think of that, and if there's 3 other seasons, then that would sort of imply, you know, 2 to 3 quarters of additional work. Now again, like, that's a super rough estimate, because, you know, there's tons of stuff that can go wrong, or there could be like a big feature that somebody wants, but you know, that would sort of imply a summer or fall 2022 release. But, like, again, there's a reason they're not saying the date. And I'm saying this for the purposes of my own speculation. I don't think anybody should be putting any weight on that, because again, I could say 3 weeks, and it's not going to make it any more true. So yeah, I'm the type of gamer that generally doesn't replay games even when they're massively replayable. XCOM comes to mind, although you have replayed that a few times. It's the exception to your norm. So that's why you're trying to be super, super patient. I totally hear you on that, Splicer. I mean, I'm definitely still, I'm kind of set in my ways about how I play games like this. So for me, there's still a lot of novelty in trying different approaches. But yeah, I mean, I think at this point here, based on what you see in that blog, I think you've probably got the information that you need to decide sort of what your time horizon is, what your comfort level is in terms of being able to play the game. And the other thing too is, I know, like, again, not to return to this old chestnut, but I completely understand that some people feel very strongly about the Epic Game Store. And other people are, you know, they're kind of like me, where it's just like, whatever, I'll play the game on whatever platform it's on. So if your preference is to play the game on Steam, then it's more or less a waiting for 1.0 option. And then people who would like to participate in the early access period and sort of have that, have that role and sort of help shape the game, that's a Phantom Brigade, or that's a Epic answer. So I suppose that makes it a little bit easier for people. But yeah, hopefully that was useful for people. Yeah, and again, like, I don't want to assume for people, but I'm pretty cool about the whole thing. Okay, looks like I've found a bug. Oh, interesting. Okay. So you can hear the game. Yeah, so somehow the video's been cut out. I wonder if there's a Yeah, so the game's definitely responding, but okay, I'm gonna have to Alt F4 this. Sorry, we're probably gonna have to redo some of the work. God, I really liked that last fight though. It's just a shame that it was like a 2-hour fight because that's the sort of thing that I'd want to like send off to the developers and be like, this is why I like your game. But like, who wants to watch 2 hours of a battle? Well, I mean, a few of you do apparently, and thank you for that. But no, I mean, it's not a crap. I Alt F4'd it, but basically whatever. I'm not 100% sure what caused that. That's definitely something I'm going to report on the It's definitely something I'm going to report on the forum, but I mean, let's face it, that's not a usual thing to run into. So, oh, is it really autosave after combat? Yeah, that's the latest file. Okay, we are actually going to be missing quite a bit. I know there's a built-in bug reporter, but for the life of me... Oh, you know what? Maybe that's in the help pages. Shift-tab. Oh, just as well it's not on Steam then. Okay. I'm not quite ready for it yet, but... Okay, so... I want to build a new mech frame. So yeah, sadly, all that effort that we put into the mech construction is something that I'm gonna need to wait on. Let's go back to the mine site. So the mine site is our that's for our sorry, that's for the mobile base. Oh, sorry, that's for the deliver to the facility. And I think what's going to be happening here is it's going to just keep telling me that I can build smoke. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try something here. We're actually going to go to a city. Okay, I actually need to find a patrol for that. God, what's going on here? I kind of want them to like land on me. Okay. So apparently I don't have opportunities to use the smoke. Okay. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna run through the. I'm gonna run through the game as normal. I'm gonna look for the first opportunity I can get to trigger the smoke. But the thing that we want to do right now is get our hands on a new pilot. What? %46%? Didn't we just get at... I think this game's lying to me. Obviously, that is a very low severity one because it's entirely possible I'm just being impatient. So I guess we'll try this village, the one we just passed by. Okay, I don't get it. Why don't people want... Or maybe it's a global... maybe like the recruits number is a... Ugh. Okay, that's one of the tutorial messages. Okay. As your renown rises and people hear of the good your pilots are doing, you start to get more requests from people who would like to join your ranks. Some of them fought in the last war, others are untested but full of passion after watching the enemy wreck their homes. This settlement in particular has pilots clamoring to join you. If resources permit, it may be a good opportunity, for you to strengthen your forces. So let's recruit this pilot. Next thing I'm going to do, okay, let's recruit another one. we just read this one before. And another one. It's probably better I just send the VOD, but... Okay, well, we are celebrating the Fire Festival. I'm sorry I didn't read... I actually really like the text for that, but we did just do the event, so... I'm going to build another mech frame, and while we're celebrating, we're going to make the Linebacker Mark II. Actually, sorry. Before I do the Linebacker 2, I'm going to upgrade the... Right, so I think this one we flipped out the core. So unless we have a better spell and shield, we're not going to do that. There was a better shotgun for us, though. So currently we're 1347. This new shotgun is pretty heavy. So we're down to 11 now. So if I can find a way to recover a little bit of that weight, I want to try. Basically the same. So slight loss on heat dissipation, but otherwise pretty good. So what can we do about that? So again, another loss of heat dissipation, but better mass. Okay, didn't exactly help the score that much, but that gives me some spare parts for the others. Okay, we'll take the hammer, because the hammer's actually pretty straightforward. So I do need to remember the cores. So this thing already it took me a lot to get that to a speed 10, so I'm really not inclined to... so anything I can do to boost the power or the heat capacity, I should do. Yeah, 115 is as high as that's going to go, so... their left item, I don't think we have any better big gun. So unless we have better heat dissipation, better heat capacity, or better mass, I don't want to see it. Okay. Overall, those legs aren't quite what I need. Okay, so the hammer stays the way it is. How about the gavel? What's going on here? Oh yeah, question mark, because there's nothing. So speed is definitely on this thing's side, so I want to be kind of careful about that. Currently it's got a launch core. Reduce dissipation while increasing the power output. Okay, I can live with dissipation. Well, I mean, that dissipation does kind of come back to haunt me. So we could have gave it a better, better handgun. Again, I don't want anything too heavy, so... And there's no real advantage to having a second weapon, so... So better heat generation with the spike. Oh yeah, I remember this. So I think in many ways this is the better weapon, but because this thing is like massive and awesome looking, I think I kept it just purely for the aesthetics. Let's try the new axe just for the sake of the experiment. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess around with those numbers. We've got basic hydraulics. Yeah, nothing I can do there. Sorry, I'm getting a stand message, so I'm gonna stand for a minute. I encourage you all to get a glass of water. I am getting kind of close to the time to finish, but let me try and do one more fight after this. But I'm gonna take a quick break. No ads or anything. But I will be back momentarily. So I'm really grateful for the app reminding me, but it does mess with the stream a little bit. Okay, hollow plating, composite plating. Okay, so we might be able to strip some. Not really. Nope, that's as good as we're gonna get. Okay, so Gavel's taken care of. I suppose the lance is the next one. No, we already did the lance, so it's the Sleipnir. I think it's going to be more or less the same story here. Yeah. Nothing really helps me there. I don't want to switch from the assault rifle. So yeah, the mass hurts that one, but this has got empty plating, so that's not really a fair comparison. So if I gave this thing regenerative plating, what would it look like? Yeah. So that was a better arm. So Sleipnir is pretty much an MVP at this point. We need to give that everything it needs to be fast and to do some heavy concussive damage. And now the Stalwart. Now the Stalwarts should be getting one big upgrade in the form of a better machine gun. No! Interesting. So, man, the concussive would be great, but a longer optimal... Oh my god, no! Holy crap, this Hurricane's really good. Okay, never mind. What about the rest of it? Yeah, no point in switching the shield out. It's the usual trade-off. I have to give up. I have to give up integrity, or I have to give up mass. I'm not willing to give up either, particularly on this unit. Okay, so now we are ready to. Now we're ready to consider our redesigned linebacker. There's a few things I want to do with this one. Let's start by... So I'm going to start with all light. That doesn't mean we're going to keep it that way. And then we gave this thing a glory dog. Okay. So, question here is basically, what are we trying to accomplish with this thing? It should be in the middle of the fight. It should be a little bit of a brawler. I also want to make sure that its weight... So, basically, ideally that's going to be like the stalwart and having a number 3 on it, but that's not as big of a deal. So I can kind of accomplish that by throwing the Helga body on it. This has got a standard core compared to the heat core. So what is the heat generation? Quite high. Focus on barrier regeneration, focuses on overheat capacity and damage. This is focused on dissipation and damage. So they'd probably prefer the capacity more than anything, but... I just throw... Okay, so that moves me up to 14. And if I give it the charge core, which is on capacity, down to 10. I can work with 10, though. Okay, so I might be able to get away with a skinny arm on this one. Might help my mobility a little bit, so let's try that. Might be able to do something with the defense as well, not really. Does that even have a barrier to regenerate? It does. Okay. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this, but the fact that it has more heat dissipation and better... well, oh man, that makes it even harder. Okay, let's start with this one. If I throw the regenerative plating on it... Yeah, well, he probably should, actually. No, that doesn't do anything. Okay, never mind. Composite plating it is. Unless I could just completely remove it. Oh. Okay, that seems better. We're up to 12 on that, so what happens if I give it a big beefy arm? Oh, well, I trade it for integrity for barrier. I'm not sure. Well, hang on. If it's the same amount, so 260, so that's a 476. No, that's really not worth it. Yeah, so weirdly enough, am I still... I gotta put some more weight on, though. Oh, well, these are the old legs. Ooh, that's an 8. Okay, I gotta do something to lighten the load. That puts me in the opposite direction. Yeah, so it's got the heft, but it's too slow now. So where can I cut some of the weight? That's probably too deep. Okay, none of that really helps. That one's slightly lighter. There's no good option. Okay, well, it's a slow one. That's the easiest way to put it. Unless I can come up with a really compelling reason to keep these legs. Nope, not really. Okay, let's get that livery fixed. Okay, so on the world map, we are working on other mech frames. So what I also want to do here is for right items. So I have a sniper rifle. Okay, I want 2 more frames. So I'm going to make a launcher and I'm going to make a sniper. And then we're going to start kicking some parts out. So this pretty much took me to my finishing time, but here's what we're going to do to avenge our lost comrade. How many pilots do I have? Oh yeah, we're still celebrating. We're going to go beat up a smaller base so we can feel better about ourselves. Okay, apparently I can't do that nonsense. Where I... Oh, yes I can. You reached your pilot capacity. All right. That'll keep us in replacements for a while. Okay. So here I'm just trying to pick a sniper rifle. This thing, 87 to 129. Okay, actually let's go by damage. So 922 versus 420. Well, we already... I think we've already got our answer there. There's also a marksman rifle, which is 960, so more damage, slightly lower range, 4 shots. Okay, the 4 shots worries me a little bit. Yeah, let's go with the baseline. The left item is going to be a compact launcher. So I suppose mobility is really the name of the game on this one. Let's just take a look at the heat generation. So 110, that's meaningful but not critical. So yeah, mobility is probably the name of the game for this unit. This is my lowest mass, 20... Okay, so 2013 will keep me going. But this will give me a bit more integrity. It's currently got a standard core. Let's give it a heat core. Should also probably put some legs on it. I'm actually going to start... Oh wait, those are plus mass. Alright. Well, overall, this is a pretty mobile unit already, so... I think we're good there. We've already decided on our items. Sorry, on our armaments. So the rest of this is really just a question of... So dissipation wouldn't be a disaster. This does make me a little heavier. So why is this so good? You know what? Don't question it. Mind you, it doesn't need that much defense. Well, it's not a question of defense, it's a question of ability. The empty plating is actually kind of useful for some of my other units, so... Okay, so even lighter and better... Yeah. So this is a basic reactor. You can give it an improved reactor. Yeah, the other ones aren't using it, so why not? 1786 is a speedy little devil. Okay, I'm pretty happy with where that's at, so... I guess we'll give something sort of resembling a camo-ish pattern. Alpine Swamp might work. Yeah, why not? Oops. So this one's going to be more about kind of keeping range, so we'll call this one the longbow. I don't have another frame yet, so... First day. You'll do great, you overhear from the changing station. It's one of the mechanics beaming at your newest pilot. Every pilot's gonna have their first day, right? The pilot's hands are shaking as they try to close the clasps on their suit. Yeah. One day you'll be standing on the soil of a free country. Then you'll look back at this moment and you'll feel proud of everything that you fought for. The clasp locks tight. The shaking stops. Now get out there and fight, kid. Suit up. Man, I really like the little details they've added here. Okay, so... Sleipnir's definitely gotta stay. Okay, so we're gonna do a trial run on the longbow. Oscar, Ellen Magnusson is ready to go with that one. So if I switch out the stalwart, what am I replacing it with? Oh, am I really... Alright. Let's hope the linebacker Mark II does better than its namesake. We got to keep the Sleipnir, so the question is now... Okay, so let's think about how we're handling this at the moment. Linebacker is sort of holding the front line. Gavel's getting in close. And the Sleipnir's doing flanking. So what do any of these others contribute? Yeah, I feel like the longbow and the hammer are kind of too complementary. So they're not they're substitutes rather than complements. So I prefer this loadout, particularly because I want to test that new axe. Oh. Civilian facility. It's clear weather, so a civilian facility, while it is not enforced, units that guard it may be more challenging and will often call for reinforcements. What a persistent bunch. Command won't commit any more drop squads to the site, so let's get this over with. Okay, 5 contacts on the field. Ooh, heavy weapon. Okay, so who are they going after with that? That is my melee unit. Well, that's unfortunate. So... I had a Vamoose. Basically, I'm going to do everything I can to get out of the way of that gun. Oop. Okay, that'll have to do. The marksman rifle, not quite in range, but darn close. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'll take the first shot that I can. Again, preferably on an enemy that's sort of moving towards me. Oh, you know what? There's probably a better option here. So if I just launch the missile... Yep. That still gives me time to get in position. And deliver the marksman shot. I don't know if moving with the the compact launcher really changes anything. So compact missile launcher is effective at engaging groups of targets and units, typically behind cover, typically guided. So, I mean, we're not really worrying about the guiding, but... Okay, now the Sleipnir's in a little bit of a tough spot because there's sort of long-range weapons coming after them. So let's just see what these... Okay, so we've got an assault rifle, machine gun, and an assault rifle. Okay, so the range on this thing isn't catastrophic. Let's try and take advantage of our mobility. So I'm already liking where this is going. Okay, so we run. There's a little bit of damage that we take, and then we basically let them... okay, so effectively what we're doing is we're ignoring... we're ignoring the enemy's attacks. I'm sorry, we're effectively ignoring the damage. There is going to be some that that hits me, but for the most part, it's for the most part, I'm just trying to direct the enemy fire on their own units. Okay, so the last thing I need to worry about is one unit that's shooting at the linebacker. Now, the big thing here is that this is an assault rifle, so again, the range on it is pretty terrible. What I really want to do with this unit is get in as close as possible to like to be able to take advantage of the beam as soon as I can. So what I'm going to do here... How much damage does that do? 459. I'm actually not strong enough to just ignore that. It does take a long time to fire, so we're just going to get in position this turn. I guess it'll give me a chance to cool down anyway. Okay, let's see how the team performs. Okay, that thing's already toast. Well, I did say I wanted to feel better about myself. Okay, that's a pretty crappy attack. Ugh. Trying to get this thing into a position where, like, you can just kind of stare down the enemy unit and let them get the most of the beam. Okay. So I do want to do what I can to eliminate that threat. So this attack's basically happening instantaneously, And it's a machine gun. Okay, a machine gun I kind of need to take seriously, so... So priority number 1 is to protect this unit. Priority number 2 is to try and disable this threat as early as I can without overheating. Okay, well they're already going to be firing, so that doesn't really contribute anything, but it doesn't hurt either, so... So maybe my answer is just try and take them out early. Well, that overheats me, so that's not a good idea. That, on the other hand, does work. I'll get back on a hill to do my thing. Okay, so now the melee unit's kind of got to earn its keep. You know what, maybe the first thing that we do is... Okay, well, first thing we do is wait. I really do want to see this thing in action, so it's not going to be too... I don't think it's going to be too informative about... about its overall power, but... Okay. So far no meat damage. Oh, that one's getting hit though. Oh, it's because it's elevated. Alright. So basically, that thing doesn't exist anymore. I'm pretty sure this is just gonna wrap up the mission for us, but... Yeah. That was very quick. So the Vulcan actually isn't the most important thing I could be picking up. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let's... Well, what level is this stuff? Level 7? Yeah, you know what? Let's just admit we're not going to use any of this. Director's cut. As you peer out of the base at the passing scenery, a group of civilians walking along a path and carrying bulky equipment catches your eye. When the base draws nearer, their leader waves for you to stop. Salutations, greetings, etc. Would you grizzled-looking mercenaries happen to be wading into some explosive high-octane firefights in the very near future? Confused, you ask what he means. We're documentarists. I thought it was documentary, but no, documentarists I guess works. And I'm the director, he says proudly. And our film, film about the occupation is certain to go down in history. It'll be in classrooms, and theaters, and homes everywhere. And if we ever search for, we are ever in search of quality material. If you'd be so kind as to give us a lift, and of course, Sorry, if you would be so kind as to give us a lift. And of course, we will compensate you for your time. We'd be happy to tell you more about our vision. Your pilot mutters under their breath. Oh no. Inquire. Artistic curiosity. You ask them for more information. What sort of documentary is it? Surely it isn't so important that they're risking their lives just to capture some footage. The director's eyes shine. History is compiled after the battles by those lucky enough to survive the fire, my dear commander. We're just getting ahead of the curve. This time around, if we aim to create art that will change the course of history, we must put ourselves in the line of fire, just as you do every day, Phantom Brigade. Artistic types, I swear, whispers your pilot. Say, the director snaps his fingers, suddenly energized. How would you like to be the star of this show? Go along with it. Movie magic. Oh, Jesus. It's simple, you're told. All you have to do is engage in combat as usual. Go in and clear out all the hostiles. Rescue those in need. Be a big hero. From the sidelines, the director and his crew will be connected to you via headset as they film your every move. Such a simple thing to be making history. Let's hope this is worth it, grumbles your pilot. Well then, shall we? Leave with the film crew. All right. So yes, we'll do the experimental base, and then I think we'll call it for tonight. Oh, what's the target? Oh, okay. What level is this? 4. Okay. Yeah, let's clear out the experimental base first. Gear up. As you, at your order, the base flies into action and prepares for a fight. An engineer sprints towards the bay to check out on the guns. A passing scout relaying combat data through the radio. There's shouting everywhere. At your side, someone's leg bounces up and down, boot heel tapping on the grate. Your eyes, you feel eyes on you, awaiting your command. Suit up. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter which units we go into battle with. So, reinforced military structure overseeing the invaders' operations. It's heavily guarded, and attacking it will likely draw the attention of local patrols if they've not been eliminated, so caution is advised. I have a response negative, treating as hostile, requesting immediate reinforcements. Okay, so we've got 4 tanks and a shotgunner. Okay, the shotgunner might be a problem. What? That is a compact launcher on a tank. And a railgun! Oh man, this tank looks awesome. 2! Oh, Jesus Christ. So at this point, I think we whack as many of these things with the axe as possible. It's a little doubtful that it'll hit, but we'll do our best. Okay, marksman's really not in a good spot. I mean, I can use the missiles, I suppose, but... That heat capacity isn't helping. Okay, so it looks like everybody hates the Sleipnir, so I will try and use that to my advantage. Again, it's a shotgun, so I do want to be careful about close range engagements. Fortunately, it seems like we can just run around the side. Okay, let's just make sure I don't wind up getting hit by the... Yeah. I think I'm just going to wait out the attacks. It'd be nice if there's a shot that I can take while I'm running and hiding, but I think in this case I'm just making... in the end I'm going to wind up making space. Which is fine. I mean, not everybody's got to be, you know, the rock star. Okay, so clearly the beam is not going to be effective past this point. But I am going to want to move out of the way. Okay. Let's watch the madness unfold. Okay, already catastrophic concussive damage on this guy. So how many of these things are inactive? Pretty much everyone. Okay. So we got a heavy launcher that's got the Sleipnir's name on it, but I've got a unit with a big axe. So at this point, I'm thinking I don't really need to move all that much. I did, however, neglect the existence of the towers. So let's start cleaning those up. Feel reasonably secure in leaving the rest of the units to kind of do their thing. Oh, there's another one of these actually, so let's move somewhere a little more useful. And we'll wait on the marksman rifle, and then this isn't exactly an ideal shot, but we should still be able to make it. Just in case the concussive isn't enough in the first one. Okay, that's the right arm. That wasn't enough to... Oh, nope, they ejected. Dropping in. Command is getting impatient. Let's get this over with. So I probably should have paid closer attention, because obviously I would have reacted differently based on new enemies arriving. Did I crash? What the hell happened there? Okay, that's going to be inconvenient. I gotta get out of here. Oh, it's out of range. Nuts. Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll just we'll dash our way into the main fight. Okay, here I think my better option is to try and be a proper sniper at this point. Not a whole lot I can do, but we'll get a shot off on the guard building. The one thing I didn't need to blow up. Okay, what on earth is going on? With this unit. That might be enough to take it out. At this point, I think I'm just going to start lobbing missiles at them. Okay. Now, big question here is there a place all the enemies are clustering? So it feels like this unit's just standing still. I'm not quite sure what's inspiring that behavior. Okay, so I'm gonna be a little conscious of the missile being directed my way. Not entirely sure this is quite the right call, but oh, and I'm standing in the middle of another trigger zone. Okay. I might have a missile chasing me there, but what? No, not even remotely. All right, I hope that works. Okay, this is going to be tricky for this unit. Good news is I can probably... So I may still take the damage, but at the very least I can swing my axe again. Okay, looks like that's... Nope, that's a compact launcher. Okay. Alright, so what's going on with you? So it looks like they want to fire the compact launcher and then... Alright, well, I can live with that. So I want to be kind of careful in terms of how I run this. So I will take a little machine gun damage on that, but... Okay. In the meantime... Once they're in range here... And then another shot over there, and I do provoke a... reaction, so I may have to make some decisions on that front. Okay, so looks like that unit wants to take a shot, but it's with a shotgun. So lots of luck to them. I think I'm just gonna wait for a bit of a cooldown, and I'll just jump to another rooftop. Maybe need a little longer cooldown than that. That's probably too long, but I really don't want to mess around with the... Alright, that's not good enough. Well, you know what? Just jump to another surface. Okay, well, there's one obvious step that I need to take, which is to shoot concussive shots, and then I need to dash to get away from the missiles. So that's going to be a lot of heat on me. But following that, okay, so machine gun, machine gun, machine gun. Pretty much need to keep that thing running. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot for this unit to do, so I think in this case we'll just throw up the shield and barrel into him. Okay, in the meantime, that unit's going to be taken out, so I'm not worried about it. If I jump down, should be able to get at least one good shot. Ah, really? The angles are off. I didn't think it'd be that big of a problem over here. Yeah, I'm going to say that that's actually going to hit. Oh right, there's still turrets left to take out. I was like, why isn't the battle over? I am kind of phoning it in at this point, but... Okay, is there any... I think there's only one more turret left over here. I mean, we can still bring everyone in. You have to eliminate them, so... so far as I can tell, that's it. This is idiotic. All right. I mean, it's totally on me that I didn't look, but my melee unit really did not bathe themselves in glory over the number of tanks that they tripped over. Okay, so we got a medium bean, regenerator, some... We're not going to use it, so we'll scrap it. Yeah. Scrap it all. Okay. That was really fun. Obviously, I mean, I wanted to try and make the stream last a little bit longer, but it's pretty clear the highlight of this was the battle that we started with. It was a shame to lose a pilot, but that was such a fun battle to do. That's definitely easy on my, or that's definitely high up on my this game is unbelievable list. So hopefully the tamer missions at the end weren't too much of a disappointment. But that is it for me for Phantom Brigade this week. So I will confess, I'm not 100% sure what I am going to do I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do with the Wednesday game next week. So my inclination is to keep going with Phantom Brigade, but I do have more of a... I've still been doing a run on... I've been doing a run on... Industries of Titan, and it'd be nice if we could, like, wrap that up. So, I don't know, like, my inclination is to... sorry, just a friend commented on a review of that I did on Goodreads. But yeah, so maybe Phantom Brigade. My inclination is to do more Phantom Brigade, but I know there's not that much of a window left for me to do Industries of Titan and to wrap up that level that I started. So I might sneak back into Titan to let myself wrap that up. As always, I'll tend to announce that stuff on Twitter. As far as the rest of the week is concerned, I am going to be enjoying a day off tomorrow, so there will still be a video uploaded on YouTube, like one of the old broadcasts or that. But I will be back Friday. I'm going to be... I don't want to say it's a new game. It's actually me coming back to a game which I have played, and I think most people have forgotten that I played. It's been so long. But I have a feeling that it's going to be a very popular one. So I hope you like it. That'll be probably the regular Friday game until I complete it. Or, I mean, there's always the possibility that something comes up and I wind up, I wind up having to sort of switch around the timing of things. But I don't know. I'm really looking forward to Friday. I think it's going to be one that. I think it's going to be one that people really enjoy and have probably wanted to see me play, but I might have... I don't know. There's lots of stuff. I mean, obviously getting an opportunity to stream games like Phantom Brigade or Stellaris, obviously being given a key for streaming purposes, that feels great. Like, it's great to be able to support games like that. So... let's just see, is there anybody streaming Phantom Brigade right now? I'm sorry for the long goodbye, but okay, nobody streaming Phantom Brigade. Let me just take one more minute here. I'm pretty sure I know who I'm gonna stream anyway, or who I'm gonna host anyway. Okay, sadly no...
the following is
Sorry, I gotta ban the... Okay, so yeah, sadly no more Phantom Brigade or Industries of Titan streamers tonight, but Night Valian is doing Metro Exodus. So I guess it'll be the Epic exclusive theme for tonight. No, Metro Exodus is obviously available on Steam now, but thank you all for making this a lot of fun. I am really looking forward to uploading the video from tonight because that's... God, that was such a fun run. But yeah, I'll see some of you Friday. For those of you for the Brace Yourself stuff, I'll see you in a week. And then Monday for Stellaris as usual. Until next time, have a good one. Please treat Night Alien well. And until then.